Alrighty, so I'm back with yet another Pauper deck tech. So a while back, I was messing around with just sort of a mono green Slime Against Humanity meme deck, which was running 30 copies of Slime Against Humanity, and was kind of more of a joke than a real deck. But in playing it, I was struck by how powerful the slime could sometimes be, and how quickly the slimes could become, very big threats. And so I know that there are some Slime Against Humanity decks sort of at the fringes of the meta that you see now and then, usually playing about 13 slimes along with counter spells and card draw, etc. So I kind of thought, well, let's try something kind of in between those two extremes, kind of. And it's essentially, it's Simic Slime Against Humanity, but like truly embracing the slime. We are running 26 copies of Slime Against Humanity, which is a lot, alongside 22 lands. Then we have Utopia Sprawl for a bit of ramp, just to try get those turn 2 Slime Against Humanities dropping down. And then basically, the remaining 8 slots in our deck are just cards that are striving to put as many copies of Slime Against Humanity into our graveyard or into exile as possible. So first up is Otherworldly Gaze, 1 blue for an instant. So it says Surveil 3, essentially, and it has Flashback for a cost of 2. So potentially for 3 mana, if we're truly lucky, we could get up to 6 slimes into the graveyard with this. And it also, kind of smooths our draws a little bit if necessary. And then finally, the other sort of utility card for getting those slimes into the graveyard or into exile is this really neat card, Foresight, which I did not know existed until a few days ago. But in this deck, it's really fantastic. It just does everything that you would want it to do. So it's 2 mana for a sorcery. It says search your library for 3 cards and exile them. Shuffle your library, draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. So with this, for 2 mana, we search for 3 slimes, exile them, and then we draw a card. So it replaces itself at least, it cantrips, and for 2 mana we are guaranteed to exile 3 slimes, exile 3 slimes, and thus increase our slime count by 3 for 2 mana. So it's just perfect in this deck. And from testing, I found this deck to be surprisingly good. I mean, I've only played a few matches, but and it was against, meta decks, and I think it hasn't lost a match yet. I mean, I haven't tested that many, and perhaps I was getting lucky, perhaps my opponents didn't really know what was going on, so they kind of made poor choices and didn't deal with the cards as strategically and effectively as they could have. But I was impressed with how solid this very silly, very simple Simic slime deck running 26 slimes was actually doing. It was very easy to get the slimes very big, very fast. And the fact that they have trample means they just laugh at, 1/1 goblin tokens, etc. So I kind of don't know how much this version of the deck could be improved. I mean, at the moment, it's feeling quite nice with just the incredibly high number of slimes. But obviously, I'm open to ideas and suggestions. I mean, with the lands, it's super simple. We're just running Ash Barrens and 4 Tangled Islets because it's a forest. And we don't really want too many tapped lands. And then the sideboard, I don't really have much of a sideboard at the moment. It feels like sideboarding in cards just dilutes the deck and makes it weaker. So I've kind of just not been sideboarding at all. But in a nutshell, that is the deck. As always, thanks for watching, and please let me know if you have ideas or suggestions, not just for this deck, but for, any decks that I could potentially make in future. Alrighty, I'll end it there, and hopefully I'll see you next time.